Hello, my friends. I haven't done a talks about life for a while, so I was thinking with all this moon energy lately, there's a lot of moon cards in the masculines spreads, as well as, well, in general, things that are going on in the energies currently. Um, Secrets are coming out. Truths are being had, truths are being said. Things that have been hidden for some time are coming to the surface. So I just wanted to say something about that. When you don't tell the truth, you see a lot of movies and stuff where somebody like lied to somebody to try to impress them and get them to go out with them or something like that, right? Obviously, those types of lies, if you're telling a lie to try to get somebody, you're never going to know if that person really loves you or likes you because you're pretending to be somebody that you're not. Obviously, you don't want to do that. Most of you aren't doing those kind of lies, but the kind of lies that there might be are that there was overlapping in your last relationship. You know, maybe you liked this other person for quite a while before you broke up or before you got a divorce or whatever your situation is. So in a lot of true love relationships, there is overlapping because it's like you start to sense that there's a connection between you and this person, but you're not sure. So you watch them for a while and then you're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a connection. And then you guys start pinging each other to try to feel each other out. And by that, I mean like one sends a message, the other gives a message back. It's like ping ponging. That's why I call it pinging. It's like, well, and it's also a computer programming term. So it's like putting out a signal to see if it bounces off of something and comes back. So it's kind of like a boomerang. Like you send something to your partner, they send it back. You guys, I know you guys know what I'm talking about because you're doing it already. If you have a true love counterpart that you haven't actually met yet or whatever, there's so many different kinds of circumstances. Some of you have even unfortunately had affairs. Not all of you, but I am here to say that I think you should just tell the truth. I think you should just say it. I don't think you should cover it up. And here's why. Because when you don't tell your truth, there's still somebody who knows the truth. And if it comes out, like they've got total power over you. Number one, they can make you do things for them out of guilt. They can make you try to, oh, well, I know about that, so I'm going to la. And it's like they'll hold it over you. But if you just come right out with it and just speak your truth about everything as it is, look, I'm being manipulated. I'm getting played by this person because they want a lot of attention. And if they can make a big fuss and make a bunch of drama, then it's getting them seen. You could just call it out in terms of like how somebody is doing something to you. So you could put it out there so that way they can't do it anymore because it's like out there and everybody knows what they're up to. Or you can say whatever the thing is that they're holding over you that you feel like you can't say, you just go ahead and put it out there before they can. Then there's like nothing that they can say. On my channel, I've tried to speak a lot of my truths like that because if I did it, then there are consequences to the things that you do. And that's the other thing. Don't do things that you're not willing to take the consequences of. But nobody can come back to me and say, Amy, I know that you had an affair with a married man. Because guess what? Everybody knows. And does that mean I'm proud of it or that I advocate for that? No, hell no. I would tell others, like anybody who knows me who has been like, should I have an affair, Amy? I'm like, no, hell no, don't do it. Don't do it. But I only know that because I did it. Sometimes you have to experience it to know, don't do that. Sometimes you gotta put your hand on the burner to realize, oh yeah, shit, it's really hot, So I learned a lot from it. And now I teach it. It's, helped a lot of other people come out of affairs because I went through mine. So there is a divine purpose for everything, you guys. It is very controlling of you to not trust life enough to just go ahead and say it like it is. Whether somebody's trying to manipulate you, or they're trying to manipulate you through trying to, say that they're going to say something, or that they're going to tell some kind of whatever it is, as long as you keep speaking your truth. If somebody calls you out on something and you speak your truth, you're all right. You can admit, yeah, I was wrong. I did that. I did do that. That's what people do. That's what human beings do. They make mistakes. No matter what, you're going to get judged. So why not just put it all out there, so that because people will double doubt if you say something that's not true on top of it. That's so much worse. So as long as something's going to be said, say all of it, because you don't want to only admit to certain parts and then you forget what you even said, and then later it comes out that there was this other aspect too. No, you don't want to deal with that. You don't want to lose sleep at night. You don't want to have to try to remember what you've said and what you haven't said, or any of that stuff, you guys. We are coming to a time anyway, and it's a little ways off, but this planet, as the new Earth is forming, not even forming, as we're getting more acclimated and ascending into the new Earth energy, we're not going to get away with lies anyway. It's all going to be, we're all going to be telepathic, and everybody's going to know that you lied, and it's going to be like almost hilarious to even think anybody would even lie. You know what I mean? So you better start learning how to just admit the truth as it is now. And if you love somebody, you better tell them. That's the other truth. It's dishonest and it's lying to lead a double life, to be married to somebody but totally in love with somebody else, or to even be in a relationship with somebody and be settling because they're holding something over you, or they're playing with you. Yeah, karmic relationships happen, and you learn and you grow from it, and then you get rid of it, and then you learn all these great lessons that you bring forward. They're beneficial to everybody, and you got to do that. But I'm just saying, if you're right on the fence, I'm pushing you over to the other side. Like, live an authentic life. If the person that you're with isn't like totally embracing you for who you are, in other words, you can just totally be yourself and they get you, then don't even waste your time. We're not getting any younger, you guys. We're not getting any younger. So be with somebody who really resonates with you, that you don't have to work so damn hard for, or to be with. Or like, if there's constant conflict, that's not your person. There's going to be conflict in every relationship. There's going to be things to have to work out. But you guys, if somebody is lying and manipulating, it's no. You guys need to at least both be able to come to the table with your best, most vulnerable authenticity, at the very least, I think. I think you guys have to be willing to work together as a team, and you can't work together as a team if one of you is playing games and being all about drama. If one of you is heart-centered, kind-hearted, compassionate, and the other person is playing games and being like a spoiled child and like totally fake, that's an absolute mismatch, you guys. So if you're always looking out the window, if you're always thinking of somebody else and just wish so badly they just knew how you felt, and you just knew that it would be like a dream come true to be with that person, if only you could make that happen, make it happen. Communicate your feelings to that person. Leave the unhealthy situation, leave the toxic situation. And you know what? If the whole family finds out that maybe you are actually in love with your wife's sister, and the whole family's going to find out. So what? Honor your heart and do what you know that you have to do. It happens in the movies all the time, dudes. That's why I watch romantic comedies, is to see what happens. That's based off of real life stuff. It's not just made up. Well, who would make that crazy shit up, you know? No, That's real stuff. That's real stuff that happens. That's not even a joke. So, and whatever it is, and that is another test, and that is even an evidence of true love. A true love relationship always seems to have something you got to overcome. You got to overcome your ego to be with that person. You're rewarded for your bravery by being able to be with that person. That's your reward for being honest and getting past your ego and doing what's big and brave. There's always something you guys will have to get over that's a really hard thing to face. There's always some kind of hidden thing that you're going to end up having to admit. Yes, it was an affair. Yes, we knew each other beforehand. Yes, we'd had a couple communications. Yes, I wanted them even when I went back to this one, or maybe, I hear it all, you guys. I hear all the different situations you guys are caught up in. But don't make up excuses for staying in unhealthy, toxic situations if you are. And go speak your truth. This is just a time where I'm just saying, see, I'm wearing Hakuna Matata today for a reason. Have a worry-free philosophy. Just live and speak your truth. If there's anything that, whatever you're afraid of, go toward that. Go at that. You guys cannot live in fear like that. Just admit it. Admit the truth, no matter what it is, no matter who it's to. Just say it. You'll feel so much better. And then you'll see more clearly, and then you can make decisions accordingly, Even if the worst should happen, it all blows up in your face. And think of the worst case scenario and then just be like, well, okay, I'm getting sleep at night. I know my truth and so does that other person. And things tend to, like, once they settle down, once the smoke clears away from whatever bomb was dropped, as time goes on, people deal with it. They adapt to it. And then certain truths become self-evident. If you then all of a sudden the family is like, you know what, I always thought he'd be better with her than with that one. And I always thought that made more sense. They won't admit that immediately, of course. They're not that mature. Most people, they'll usually be all about the drama at first. But as time goes on and they start to see the connection between the person that you actually picked versus the person that you left behind because it was toxic, they're going to be like, wow, that makes so much sense now. Now everything kind of adds up and makes a lot more sense. So say your truth, whatever that is, just say it. All of it. As hard as that may be, whatever the difficult thing is, do it. Easier said than done, I know, but you want to get some sleep? Do you want to live a happy life? If you do, you got to take the jump. You got to take a leap. You just got to do it, and you don't want to do it in such a way that somebody's got their thumb over you and can control it. So if somebody's doing that, tell everybody about that somebody doing that too. Just put it all out there. I'm telling you, that's the only way to deal with it. All right, guys, have yourselves a beautiful day. Hope this helped, and guess we'll talk to you next time. Mwah! Love you. Bye.